Hello and welcome to the concluding episode of the Economic Times Best Brands Conclave 2022, wherein marketing gurus, brand custodians, brand owners and the best creative leaders from the marketing fraternity came together on one platform to engage in the most candid knowledge exchange platform to understand the nuances of successful brands and celebrate the best brands. On this special episode, we bring you an exclusive event highlight. First up, we have a standalone address by Josie Paul, Chairman and Chief Creative Officer BBDO India, on the softly spoken mantras of branding in a changing world.
The point I want to make is that it's not, people talk a lot about new age marketing. It's not about new age marketing. It's about new age customers or consumers or people. It's the way we consume media. Our media habits are so different that you've got to find new ways to connect with our consumers, whether it's the Gen Z, whether it's millennials, whether it is people around us. So I'd like to say it's new age consumers, it's not new age marketing. That's the first point I want to make, which is that the nature of media has changed and therefore the nature of the idea has to change. And for me, we focus a lot on context, not on content. Context is king, but for me, context is King Kong. Yeah, that really, if you can connect with the context, if you're sensitive to what's happening in society, then you can really affect a behavior and affect how the brand works. The other thing is, don't just tell me, involve me. Yeah, it's young people are saying, I don't want you to just tell me things or try to sell me stuff. Tell me how I can be a part of it. Which is why you see the rise of TikTok, why you see the rise of YouTube, shorts, why you see the rise of the excitement around Insta Reels. It's all because of the nature of how young people are looking for interactivity. The other point I want to make is it's not just about big data, it's about emotional data. Big data will get you to the door. It'll tell you who to talk to, but then after that, what? What do you tell that person? For that, you need to go a little deeper. A lot of the stuff that we do, whether it's with Ariel or Whisper or other big brands, we really have a process called creative therapy, where we bring people into a room and we talk about the subject at hand. And sometimes these things people get very vulnerable after a point. And through these processes, we uncover very deep truths that connect with not just what the brand is doing for a particular audience, it connects with all audiences. And that's how the brand tends to diversify its ambitions.
Next up, we bring you a special conversation on Did You See That Ad? Making ads that are marked in history.
The topic we're speaking about is, have you seen that ad? Creating ads that are truly memorable. And I believe that to create crazy ads, you need to have a very crazy mind. There's so much of trolling going around, and certain brands are a little petrified of venturing into territories. And you have, in the past, really broke the mold and gotten out some of the craziest ads that we've seen, some of the craziest campaigns. How did you instill that confidence in the brand heads and the clients that you dealt with?
Yes, this troll culture and people being so scared of anything that's slightly controversial, and brands have companies have international people to kind of report to, the stock exchange to answer to, and a lot of other people are responsible. So they're all extremely paranoid about trolls. But it's a battle, because I just believe that the moment you give the right beyond you and the team that you're working with to anybody else to decide what's right or wrong, then fundamentally you're living in fear from that day. Then you have no choice but to kind of listen to everybody for everything that you kind of do. So I think it's about just not standing up and taking on a system or whatever. It's just standing up for what you believe in. If you believe it, fight the trolls. Sometimes trolls are very good, because I think they get a lot of people talking, and I think you should ride on trolls.
The average attention span of any consumer is like 8 seconds. Now, you have always been a filmmaker, storyteller at heart, and there's some amazing movies, amazing campaigns, like the Surf Excel, Dagache, and even the Help Raise a Child Till 5, one of the best campaigns I have seen. How do you see that storytelling change in this format?
See, I don't think it's about changing formats of storytelling. It's about changing formats for how to reach people. There was a time when people, and I'm talking both for the entertainment business as well as the brand business. In fact, I think people used to look forward to ads. Ads were not kind of shunned upon like as they are today. They were not kind of skipping every ad. Before you couldn't skip it, it'd take a little long time. Our channels, technology hadn't kind of developed, but a lot of people did like watching a lot of ads. But, you know, there was a time when we had a set of tools when people were looking forward to us. And I'm talking of movies more than ads, and both together. People were looking forward to a movie coming. People were kind of waiting what's coming. They were talking about movies. And today we are at a time when we are looking forward to people coming. So, but we can't employ the same tools. And we are. The problem is that. And we are panicking because we really don't know who's seeing what. How do we kind of sift through this abundance of entertainment that people have in their lives? Everything is entertainment for people. How do you cut through that entertainment with a brand message? I think because of the confusion that we have in reaching people, in getting people to see what we kind of create, I don't think it's the problem is with what we create. It's about getting people to see what we create. So I don't know whether we have to be really mad and kind of stand out there and do something really extraordinary. But I think the definition of creativity today is just not cracking an idea for a brand. It's also about making sure how do you get people to see what you've created. And I think that is, to me, the predominant crying need of the industry.
In our next standalone address, we have Arvind Sahai, Professor of Marketing and International Business, IIMA, taking center stage.
Our brains tend to behave in many ways that are not easily accessible to us. Therefore, we want to understand how the brain works in relation to brands, what are some key drivers of the brain's functioning, and how that relates to the adoption and use of brands. So I'll begin with the brain operating principles. These are the 5 things which drive our brain. We want to feel good, secure, etc., conserve energy, patternize, look at contrast, and mirror others. So let's start off with the first one. What is this? So when I used to come back from travel like this, I would bring chocolates. And I realized very quickly that if I gave a particular brand of a chocolate, I would get better hugs. I have 2 daughters. Daughters are more caring that way. They're more affectionate. And so therefore, to get those hugs, I would bring that particular chocolate. It made me feel better. Why? Because, you know, my oxytocin and vasopressin would spike in my head. So the brand got related with the spikes. And my brain essentially wants those spikes: dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, vasopressin, testosterone, progesterone, estrogen, BDNF, whole bunch of stuff. There are more than 300 of them. We know about reasonably well about 20 of them. So the brand that triggers the particular neurotransmitters that I want, and this is personality dependent, by the way. Some of us want more dopamine, some of us are turned on by serotonin. So the brand that triggers is the one that I will buy. And so therefore, for each one of us who's trying to sell brands, which is the neurotransmitter that you're triggering in the head, that's what my brain wants. It is built that way. I don't have any control over it. Because we are biological organisms. That's what the brand is about. Earlier, these things were about food, shelter, and clothing. Now that problem is solved for most of us. It is about brands.
Next, we have an unveiling of the 5th edition of the Economic Times Best Brands Coffee Table book, featuring the successful brand stories of 2022. Welcome back to the concluding episode of the Economic Times Best Brands Conclave 2022.
I'm about to announce the best brands. These are the brands that have been inspiring us with their work, and for that matter also creating a legacy. And I'm going to be inviting the representatives, the leaders from the brands, to please come on stage as we felicitate them. And while we do that, I hope all of us accompany it with a huge round of applause. So first up, let's hear it for the best brand. Ladies and gentlemen, Aadhar Housing Finance Limited.
At Aadhar Housing Finance, we believe it is paramount to stay honest to your strength and be transparent to the customer in whatever offerings you're giving to him. In this age of data information being available to all brands and customers alike, while strong brand presence does matter, eventually what takes the cake away is the experience of the customers. Multiple choice markets, fast changing brand loyalty, more educated customers, all of this put together demands more positive customer experience. End of the day, a positive customer experience matters.
The next best brand, ladies and gentlemen, Acer.
Acer India is uniquely positioned to offer fresh technology at affordable price. This is an advantage most brands cannot match due to our strong R&D, manufacturing, and logistics capabilities, and of course, the agile operation. Additionally, as a consumer brand, we put our consumers first and believe that the customer experience is crucial for both new and existing customers. Customers want to know that you are more than simply a business. They want to know that you care about them and the world around them. Customers are more likely to remember your brand and eventually make a purchase if they believe they can rely on you, trust you, and amid the trying circumstances. One of the areas we focus heavily on is sustainability without our products and our business operations. We want to be perceived as a global technology brand offering latest technology built on sustainable platform and operations.
Let's also put our hands together for the next best brand, Artistry by Amway.
Over the past few years, there has been an increased focus towards self-care and preventive healthcare, and our 80-year-old legacy nutrition brand, Nutralite, which combines the best of nature and science, is well positioned to capitalize on this trend. Interestingly, 63% of Indians are willing to buy plant-based products. Nutralite, backed by strong ingredient stories, seed-to-supplement approach, resonates with sentiments of these health-conscious consumers. We use the purest and the most concentrated form of plant-based ingredients, grown and harvested in our own 6,300 acres of certified organic farms worldwide. As for the beauty industry, our premium skincare brand Artistry, with a rich legacy of over 6 decades, has been redesigned and positioned to provide visibly healthy beauty, aligned with our vision of helping people live better, healthier lives. And aligned with evolving consumer insights, we will further strengthen our position in nutrition space to address the most desired customer-centric needs.
Let's invite Bonito Designs.
So we strongly believe the best way to boost a company's visibility is through its customers. So we go miles, we try to do as much as we can to keep our customers satisfied and try to create advocacy through them. In Bonito, we believe personalization is at the forefront because every customer is unique and every consumer wants has a unique taste and needs something very personal to himself. And hence, at a core of our value, we believe personalization and giving a personal to the customer is the must.
Let's move ahead and invite the next best brand. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Tata Kosh.
Tata Kosh is our product offering of a galvanized sheet, and this brand is basically to serve the individual retail customers of rural India. Tata Kosh basically started in the storage segment. However, over its journey of last 5 years, Tata Kosh has found applications in various other segments like truck bodies, raking, and even furniture, and thus living up to its brand tagline of Na Make Kaam Anek. We wish to take Tata Kosh to every village in this country and serve those customers, giving them solutions using Tata Kosh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next best brand, Signature Global India Limited.
We believe in the philosophy of the right product, right location at the right price. We have provided value homes with the attractive design, the world-class modern amenities, which created a better living environment for our customer. For strengthening the brand's Signature Global, we seek to develop projects in attractive locations with a good connectivity across the Delhi NCR.
Taking that momentum forward, up next, let's invite the next best brand, Wavin.
To create brand value, you need to offer what your customers like. And this has to happen continuously so that they can develop a certain amount of trust in your products and services. Therefore, when it comes to creating a brand, the trust of your customer in your product services is key to keeping them engaged. But the given scenario these days, it is hard to keep them interested in your offer for a long time, especially if you don't respond to their changes, preference. To do so, you need to innovate your product services aligned to your customers' preferences to deliver continuous value to them, while at the same time catering to their specific requirement resulting due to their changing preferences. Thus, continuous innovation of your services is a key driver of your brand. Next in line is the efficient delivery system that responds and meets their specific demands and create a continuous need for your product. Lastly, the way you handle after-sales response would be the most important aspect of your brand value and can help you sustain during the unprecedented times.
Well, let the felicitations continue and let's keep that applause going. Let me please invite Avance Financial Services. And now making it to the Economic Times Best Brands, let's hear it for NEC Corporation, India.
In the last 2 decades, people have moved on in terms of talking about their bathroom requirements, how the shower should be, how the closet should be, what is it electronically they are looking at, what is the digital technology they want. The whole concept of bathroom itself has evolved in the last 2 decades. So that is when the privacy concept is coming down, but more a concept of experiential bathrooms are emerging. Roka, as a leader, has been redefining the way the consumers experience bathrooms through innovative products. And that's where we feel so excited to build these wonderful bathrooms for them.
We at India First Life have always dared to be different. In a marketplace where everyone was talking about the uncertainties of life and the consequent need to buy insurance, we took a radically different stance. What we said at India First Life is, let's as an organization talk life, not death. If we step back, literally everything in life is certain. Most people get married, most people have children, most people retire, eventually everyone dies. So let's plan for the certainties of life. India First Life Insurance, because life is full of certainties. This positioning has ensured that India First Life has amongst the best NPS scores and has also ensured that our customers stick with us for the long haul.
When it is customer centricity, it is about designing experiences for your customer, yet in a very, very, private world with privacy first approach. So when I talk about, customer centricity and privacy first, it is a business strategy that is based on putting your customer first at the core of your business, right? And then you provide a positive experience by building relationships. So it is about trust and building relationship with the customer.
Due to the increasing capex, enterprises are seeking ways to integrate their IT and task specialists for better cost and operations optimization. This is where large and emerging enterprises are seeking SIFI's domain skills to to manage their digital IT infra and benefit from reliable platforms, expertise, and digital aligned business models. For over 2 decades, SIFI has been delivering transformative business value to 10,000 plus enterprises. We achieved this by prioritizing customers' digital ambitions while bringing a consultative approach and deep industry expertise to deliver superior solutions.